All right, if I could have everyone's attention, please. If I could have everyone's attention, I'd like to introduce my friend, fellow firearms instructor, Thomas Krall of Alpha Koncepts with a K, so it stands out. Tom is a phenomenal instructor. We've collaborated on several things. I eat up what he says because he's spot on. So, Thomas, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, guys. New friends, old friends. Good to see everybody. Marcus asked me here because we were chatting on social media about something that I was mentioning, the gray man theory. Gray man theory, well, who's heard of that before? Let's, 1, 2, 3, 4 people. The gray man theory is something that's been around since early 2000s, okay? I have no idea who originally coined the term, but it's been thrown around in a lot of prepper groups mostly. But really what it is it's a self-defense strategy. Trying to blend in, to be inconspicuous, to not stand out, to not make yourself a target for either some criminal or maybe someone who doesn't enjoy the same lifestyle that we do, might be anti-gun hoplophobe. All of those things, you know, in my concealed carry classes and any of my use of force classes, I always say that the most important thing that I can teach anyone is how to avoid having to use the gun in the first place. When and where and how to use a gun is easy. But avoiding ever having to be subject to that fight, to having to use it, is the hard part. And a lot of times in a lot of self-defense groups, gun groups, situational awareness is a term that's thrown around a lot. And situational awareness is incredibly important. Like when this thing fell off the table. Because if you see the fight coming, you can avoid the fight. If you are looking like you are aware, the likelihood that a criminal will select you as the victim goes down drastically. Because they want an easy target. They want someone that they can overwhelm before they even know what's going on. Someone whose face is in the phone. But at the same point in time, the sibling to situational awareness is that gray man theory. To blend in like everyone else. To not have an expensive watch in a bad neighborhood, okay? To look like everybody, to not entice the criminals. That's really what the gray man theory is. Might ruffle a few feathers with this, but that's good because I want you guys to think. The first thing that I want to mention about the gray man theory, yes, go ahead.
You talk a lot about criminals, but gray man theory also applies for not getting the attention of the cops around as well.
Sure. Yeah, anyone who has malicious intent, which includes government agents, okay? Criminals, haplophobes, and government agents. We don't want to do something that's going to grab their attention and put their sights on us, both figuratively and literally, okay? So like I said, I might ruffle a few feathers here, and here goes anyway, because I want you guys to think. The first thing I want to make mention is the gun guy uniform, all right? What do I mean? John Bach is what. Stand up, John.
5'11",
5'11". John, I don't know if you know this, but there are other clothing manufacturers besides 5'11".
Yeah, flashlights, knives, guns, everything attached to the pants. That's a clue.
So I got a question, John. Do you dress like that every day or just for the event?
This is my uniform in life. I even got 5'11" shorts.
So here's the deal, right? When you see someone in tactical boots, cargo pants, maybe an NRA shirt or hopefully a Gun Save Live shirt, what do you think?
Good guy.
Well, good guy, I agree, but now put yourself into the mind of the general public or a criminal or something like that. They got a gun, right? And in my mind, I don't want anyone to know I have a gun. I carry the gun wherever I go, but that's my business, no one else's, okay? I want to blend in. I don't want to make myself a target. So I don't wear the gun guy uniform. Now, having said that, I stand before you as a hypocrite because I'm pimping my brand, I'm pimping my company. But I don't wear my Alpha Koncepts shirt all the time, everywhere I go. In fact, when I came here, probably nobody noticed, but I had a different shirt on. I changed my shirt into this, and when I leave, I'm going to change my shirt again. Why? Because I've had instances where it doesn't even say firearms or anything on the shirt. And, oh, instructor, what do you instruct? Oh, here goes. I'm a firearm instructor. Well, first off, every time I say I'm a firearm instructor, they ask me, a fireman instructor? No. I teach people how to shoot. That's what I do. And then here it comes. Well, what about all the mass shootings and this and that? Do you really think that criminals and do you really think that psychopaths are taking training classes? Of course not. But that's the general public that you now subject yourself to. And to be honest with you, I don't have the time for that. And that's one thing, the gun guy uniform. And then, what about our vehicles? I saw a lot of GSL stickers on the cars, and that's awesome to promote the group, right? But at the same point in time, if I was a criminal and I saw in a parking lot gun save life on a car and I was like, I just had to ditch my gun the last time the cops chased me. I bet he's got a gun in that car. I'm gonna smash the window and find out. Or maybe I absolutely despise self-defense and I'm opposed to firearms and I'm gonna smash that window out of spite. So something to think about. I mean, listen, I wish we lived in a perfect world where we can promote our clubs and our associations and our lifestyle. And indeed we can, that's our right. We are free to make that choice, but we're not free from the consequences. And I always just say, is it worth it? Well, that's only a question that you can answer. I'm just trying to make you guys think about the flip side of promoting what you believe in. So you've got your clothing, you've got your car. Let's talk about social media. Who here, raise your hand if you've ever posted a picture of the new toy you just purchased on Facebook, Twitter, anything. I'm glad not to see a single hand, okay? Because, go ahead, Marcus.
Anyone get Recoil magazine? Okay. I was approached by Recoil magazine to write a monthly article. And the requirement was I have to take a picture of all my guns and send it to them. Guess what I did? Guess what I declined? It's no one's business. So.
I agree 100%. Now, I've got a YouTube channel. I occasionally have to have a gun on the YouTube channel for a prop or for a demonstration. But guess what? I'm very specific about the firearms that I introduce to the channel. And if I've shown it once, I've shown one shotgun, I don't need to show one of my other shotguns. This one is known. I like to call it the volunteer Facebook gun registry. People will beat their hands. I hate gun registries. I oppose a gun registry. Look at this brand new gun I just bought. Now, would it be a stretch to think that the government is using AI to scan social media, to catalog that? If I put my tinfoil hat on, certainly, definitely possible. Are they doing it? Let's hope not, but, you know, probably. But it's not much of a stretch to think that, you know, maybe some jealous people are watching what you got, waiting for their chance, because now they know. And then when, if your wife is like mine, she posts that picture of us eating dinner, real time, which I absolutely hate, what do people now know? No one's home, right? Oh, I'm gonna go over there because last week he posted that new firearm and now I know nobody's home. So we have to be really cautious about the things that we put online as well. And that's just, again, that self-defense strategy so that we don't have to deal with the chaos that this world is gonna throw at us. And it's not just firearms, right? Your brand new big screen TV, probably, you know, invite your closest friends over, show them in person, but don't put it on the internet for everybody to see. Vacation photos, the same thing, probably even worse than the out for the night dinner and movie photos. Vacation photos are probably even worse than that. So really think about your social media profiles, what you're posting, the content, because there is negativity directed at us and I don't want it. I definitely don't need it. And I want to make it perfectly clear, I think I mentioned it, but if not, I am not victim shaming. Person who, you know, it's like saying, well, she shouldn't have wore that miniskirt. That's not at all what I'm saying. We should be able to do whatever we want, but there are repercussions of doing that. And like I said before, I don't want to deal with those repercussions. So it's not your fault if you put that 3% sticker, that gun safe life sticker, cargo pants, AR-15 shirt, and someone, you know, doesn't like that or sees you as a target. That's not your fault, but it can be avoided. And I teach all my students this. You win the fight that you're not in. The goal is not to win the gunfight, the goal is to go home at the end of the day. And that's just one more strategy for you guys to be able to make it home at the end of the day. Go ahead.
You were talking about stickers on your cars and what have you. I don't know if you caught this, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. There was someone who had a domestic shooting, killed his family, whatever. He showed a picture of his minivan. They posted out the license plate, but not the USCCA sticker right in the middle of the back window. And I sent a message to USCCA about it, and they called the television station, and the station apologized and said if they use the story again, they're going to buzz out that decal.
I'm glad that you did that, because that's a lot of negative press, and I'm sure USCCA wouldn't have covered an event like that anyways. But yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of negative press, and they want to obviously paint, oh, he's, you know, this evil, crazy guy. You know, he was a member of the USCCA, and the good news is, you know, it's like NRA drags attention. Everyone knows what that is. USCCA, not so much. GSL, well, what's GSL? But guns save life, that's a different story. That's pretty obvious to see. Any other comments? Yes.
If you want to have that on, but also want to not have it on, you can use a magnetic sticker and just stick that magnetic.
Absolutely,
thing
like
on
if
there
you're going
and
to
stick
an
it on.
event and you want to put a few stickers on your car, and those magnets are not very expensive. Highway speeds, they might blow off, but I see contractors with it all the time. So, you
I've
know,
never had.
I used to be a contractor many years ago in the wintertime. The snow and the ice would get behind, and then 80 miles an hour on the highway, they would pop off. So, just food for thought. But yeah, they're not that expensive, and that's certainly an option. Any other thoughts or comments? I'm going to turn it back over. Yes, John.
A lot of it goes to location, location, location. It's a very different world up here than from downstate. I'll attest to that personally. But where it kind of really kicks in is non-permissive environments if you're carrying. And obviously we want to minimize the telltale signs if you're going to non-permissive environments. You know, unclip the knife from your pants pocket if you're going into a school. Don't give them a reason to give you a second look in a place where you're not really supposed to have a gun. And that helps a lot. But even as a guy who wears the same thing every day, well, not the shirt, but the pants and the boots, given my physique and the way I carry myself, everybody thinks I'm a cop. If they don't know better. And, you know, I get cops looking at me, they nod, and I nod back. But all of it, as far as just how relaxed you are, if you look like you're suspicious, you got problems. I remember before Illinois got concealed carry and fanny pack carry.
Fanny packs.
We did. And I remember one time I was up here for whatever reason, and I had to go to the bathroom really badly. I got off the interstate and found a convenience store. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I go into the convenience store. There's a cop in there. I didn't think anything of it. I go in, I do my business, and I come out, and there's 50 cops. It was shift time, and everybody apparently came to this convenience store to get a drink when they got off shift. And here I am carrying a gun in Chicago. I'm thinking, oh crap. I just got in line with everybody else, nodded a line, ordered a drink, and walked out like I owned the place. I didn't have any problems, but part of it is, you know, just don't attract attention to yourself. And don't be doing stupid things in stupid places with stupid people. But Tom's exactly right. If you want to be the gray man and really be low profile, especially if you're carrying in places where you're not really supposed to do that, yeah, the less telltale leaks, if you will, of what you're doing, the better.
Absolutely. And I want to make mention of one thing he said. He says it's a little bit different down there than it is up here. I was born and raised in Chicago. You know, they'll beat situational awareness into you quite literally. You are never safe anywhere. I want you guys to understand that. You are safer, more safe, less safe, but there's no such thing as absolute 100% safety, so don't let your guard down wherever you're at. And as far as he was saying non-permissive environments, I would never publicly advocate for anyone to break the law, but we all know that sometimes accidents happen. And not that I would ever carry a knife into a school, but I have taken knives into bars that have bouncers. And what are they looking for? The clip in your pocket. So as I'm walking into the door, I unclip it, stick it in the pocket so that they can't see.
Knives are legal in schools downstate. I don't know if there's a local.
I have no idea if they're legal up here or not, to be 100% honest with you. I truthfully don't know.
It's a felony in Indiana, but not in Illinois.
3-inch or less weight size.
So that's a Chicago thing, 2.75 inch, I believe. But Yeah, there's all sorts of things about knives. Like with Illinois law, there's preemption for handguns, but with knives, it's like every municipality has their own rules, and it's hard to really know, am I legal or not? Am I in Melrose Park? No, I'm not. I'm in Chicago. Yes, I am. I'm in, you know, here. Oh, they have no restrictions. So it's a whole different ballgame. Pepper spray is the same thing. But that's not why I'm here, because I can talk about that stuff forever. So if no one has any other questions or comments about the Gray Man, you know, like I said, I just want to plant the seed to make you guys think. One more tool to arm yourselves with. Like I said, the goal is to go home, and hopefully that's one more thing that's going to get you guys there. I'll turn it back over to Marcus. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention, Marcus wanted me to pimp my company a little bit, which I have absolutely no problem doing. I've been a firearm instructor for 10 years. Name of my company is Alpha Koncepts. We offer classes from children all the way up to advanced shooting. We've got a defensive pistol class this weekend called Critical Pistol Skills. Those are really the skills, you know, concealed carry classes don't prepare you for a real life event, a defensive gun use. Our critical pistol skills gets you there, okay? A lot of holster draw, a lot of rapid shooting, introducing movement. We have multiple tiers, multiple levels. We ramp you up, you know, level 2, level 3. Defensive shotgun. A lot of people have shotguns for home defense, but the amount of misconceptions that I hear surrounding the shotgun, it's talked about on social media, is just absolutely phenomenal. It is surprising to me how many people choose these firearms for home defense, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but they don't understand the tool, and that's a bad thing. So if you have a shotgun for home defense coming out, for the defensive shotgun class. And then the last thing I'll make mention is I've got a YouTube channel, Alpha Koncepts. I love teaching. I love educating. So if you can't make it out to a class, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I put as much content up there about the laws, about firearm training, everything that you need to know to tiptoe through the minefield in Illinois of being a law-abiding gun owner. Cool? All right, now I'm done. Thank you.